Hello,
Hi.
and welcome to
Canonically Good Hang. That's Ren.
That's Madie.
And this is a podcast where we yap and talk about pieces of media that are deeply important to us.
Exactly.
This is a very special episode because it is our first part 2 of a two-parter. Because last week we covered the original edition of Taylor Swift's Red. And today we're talking about Red, parentheses, Taylor's version. Now, before we start, we always do a little bit of housekeeping. Insert housekeeping sounds.
Housekeeping sounds. Do, 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 do.
But we decided that we wanted to do something a little different for when we're in a part 2, something that you don't normally get.
Exactly. And so for our part 2s, we are going to read our little horoscopes from CoStar.
Ren, will you tell the people what your signs are? Give me your big three, would you please?
I am Capricorn, Aquarius, Cancer.
That is a mix of earth, air, and water. The boy's chaos, and I love that for you.
I really am chaos.
Yeah.
And can you tell the people what your signs are?
Gemini sun, Gemini moon, Libra rising. It is all air signs, baby.
All air signs.
We're using CoStar today as our oracle of truth. What's your horoscope for today?
My horoscope says, give yourself time to think.
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah. What are your do's and don'ts?
My do's are sushi, wine bottles, unexpected kisses, and don't vigilante shit.
Oh.
Low blows and low standards.
Ooh. Oh. I feel like unexpected kisses and low standards kind of cancel each other out.
I feel like they do.
You know?
So maybe I'll just take both of those off the list.
Keep them both.
Keep it. Have both.
Have both.
Both is good.
Both is good.
All right, Madie. Can you tell the people what your horoscope says?
Mine says, leave room for introspection in your anger.
Whoa.
Yeah. As if I'm not introspective all the time. I think that's part of my problem.
Yeah, I think that is.
Yeah. My do's for today, airplane mode, direct sunlight, and power ballads, which I think is really fitting.
You know what? It really is.
Yeah. My don'ts are smugness, ego trips, and sugar rushes.
You do those all the time,
Literally
so this
all
is
the
going to be
time.
hard for you.
It's a real, like, I think you need to evaluate.
Let's see what our together.
Yeah, what does it say?
One. Mine says Madeline is being assertive at work. Madeline's day at a glance. Leave room for introspection in your anger. That's what she already told me.
Yeah.
What does mine say?
Today's says, Madeline, you have the remarkable ability to hold many truths together. And Ren is learning to handle repetition. They're ready to get to the bottom of everything today. Shift your communication style for them. Just a little adjustment. Not enough to eclipse you. Practice telekinesis.
I'm really good at telekinesis.
Yeah,
so
you are.
That's for her.
I do what I can. I'm more of like what's the opposite of there's telekinesis and then there's...
Is it different than telepathy?
Telepathy, yes. Telekinesis is being able to move things with your mind.
Oh, yeah.
Telepathy, I think, is being able to like speak in your mind.
Okay.
I think I am good at telepathy. They're very, very good at being mind driven.
Telekinesis.
And that's why we make, quote, a troubled pairing.
A troubled pairing. All right. So I think we're ready to get into the bulk of our podcast.
Oh, and it's part 2. It's part 2 of Red.
Part 2 of Red.
It is Red. Taylor's version.
So we left off at Begin Again.
Yes.
I almost said Starlight, but
we talked a lot about Starlight.
We did talk a lot about Starlight.
Begin Again. Yes.
We left off at Begin Again.
Before we start heading through the track list, I'm going to do a quick recap of Red Taylor's version, kind of the production history behind it.
Oh, please do.
So I think this is probably pretty well known culturally, but Taylor Swift is in the process of re-recording her first 6 studio albums because she does not own the masters to those recordings. Thank you, Scooter Braun. The masters are the original recordings of her songs. So she was not in control while she wrote them and owns the rights like to the songs themselves. The recordings she did not get money for, was not able to control when they were played, who they were played by, etc. And Kelly Clarkson on Twitter one day told Taylor, hey, you should just re-record the albums, your old albums, and make them yours. And that's exactly what she did. So Fearless came out in the spring of 2021, and that was her first re-recording. And I gotta say, the re-recordings hit so hard.
They do.
We're gonna do an episode, I know, for each of the Taylor albums.
Yeah.
And so I'll save my thoughts, but there's a very specific moment when I was listening to the Taylor's version of Fearless that is forever seared into my brain. And then it was announced that in the fall of 2021, Taylor would be releasing Taylor's version of Red. And as I mentioned in our previous episode, Red is my favorite album. It has always been my favorite album. And this is something I did not mention last week. One of the reasons I love it is because it is also my sister's favorite album. And my sister and I are very different. Our personalities, our styles, our outlooks on the world are very different. I love her.
We discussed that in our 10 Things I Hate About You episode.
Yes, we did. Yeah. She's the Bianca to my cat. And this is one of the like very small slivers of our Venn diagrams where we overlap, and it's Red is Taylor's best album and our favorite one. So I was so happy. And we had already known, because Fearless had been released, that vault tracks were something that Taylor was doing. She was releasing music that she had written in the same time that the album was written and produced, but had for some reason hadn't made the final cut of songs that actually went on the album. But this one was really exciting for one really big reason.
Why?
It was the 10-minute version of All Too Well. So we talked about All Too Well, of course, being track 5, kind of the quintessential Taylor Swift crack your heart open song. And it was known throughout kind of like Swiftie lore. She had mentioned this in an interview when she was promoting Red, that the original version of the song was 10 minutes long. And she was like, that's crazy. I cannot put a 10-minute long song on an album. And so she cut it down to about 5 minutes, 45 seconds, which was still the longest song on the album at the time, but nowhere close to 10 minutes. But the thing is, with the vault tracks on Red, she promised us that we would get the original 10-minute long version of what many, including me and you, many, think is her favorite, her best song. So
I love it so much.
Yeah. I love this album, and I love Taylor's version. And so, okay, I'm really excited to talk to you about it. Let's get into it. Before we talk about the vault tracks, I do want to hear your thoughts on the general re-recording. This was your first. You didn't listen to the original version first. You listened to Taylor's version, which is so cool because we support a woman who owns her own music. You've had a chance though to listen to the original, yes?
I don't know that I actually have.
Okay, cool. I think that might be a fun thing for us to do then later. You know, in sometime I'd love to. We can play the original. It was exciting for me to hear because yes, there were differences in Fearless, but they weren't ones that I could recognize quite as easily because Fearless was never like an album that I really loved in the time when it came out. I've since really grown to love it. But Red was the one that like I played on repeat. I actually think to this day, Red is the most played song I have ever played across like my Apple Music history.
Wow.
It's like at the top, like you know how like they have your top 25 songs ever on your phone.
I didn't actually.
Yeah, they do. And so Red is, I think Red is at the top for me. And it was great because from the opening lines of State of Grace, where we talk about that kind of like drum beat, heartbeat, easing you into the album, I could tell that it was like a richer, deeper, fuller sound. And her voice, which has obviously matured because she recorded these songs originally when she was in her early 20s and now she was in her early 30s. There was such a richness and a depth that I found super compelling.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons that I loved the Fearless re-record, specifically to hear her sing in a more mature voice, her song 15. I felt the same way hearing her sing these songs about these younger experiences in love, literally with a more mature voice.
Yeah.
And it was really fun. I do remember the album came out right as I was going for a weekend trip back to my hometown. And so I was like, oh, this is really full circle for me. And I remember playing a couple of songs back to back for my parents in the car to show them the difference because my parents remembered how much I loved this album from the time that, you know, I was 17 to now I was, how old was I then? 27, 28? Yeah, it was, the differences to me were more pronounced with this album. And I really loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about the vault tracks here.
I love the vault tracks.
Now, I learned in researching for this episode that a couple of the vault tracks were actually included on the deluxe version of the album that was available when it was first released in 2012, but only in a physical copy version from Target. Mm-hmm. And I bought the album, but I bought the digital version on Apple Music because this was before this Apple streaming had, you know, become a thing. I'm dating myself here. And that included the very first song on the bonus, which is, what is the first song? I can't remember. It's the one with the cello, the beautiful cello opening.
The Moment I Knew.
The Moment I Knew. And it's funny because I was like, I swear I'd heard this song before, but I thought I had made it up. I had it. It was on the deluxe version. I just didn't own it. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this song. For listeners and viewers who don't know, Ren is a cello player.
I am.
And it was one of the songs I think I was most excited for you to hear because I know how much you love cello. I love you really just appreciate like the richness and depth of the sound. And to have that kind of like musical motif that I knew you really loved on an album that I really liked and hoped you would like too. I was like, okay, I'm really excited to hear what you thought about this one. So
yeah, I think that the cello's richness really sets the stage for this song. This song is kind of a realization song. It's it's called The Moment I Knew. Yeah. And it's the moment that you realize this isn't working. Mm-hmm. I have to leave. I can't do this anymore. And it's the start of the grieving process.
It's interesting because musically, it's a blend of this really rich, melodic, melancholic cello sound with these kinds of high-strung guitar power moments in the bridge, right?
Yeah.
Which, again, this album does so masterfully is blend these really kind of harsh dichotomies, both sonically and lyrically, to talk about the experience of, like you said, coming to realization, realizing that what's happening is over. And I think in this song in particular, right, it's like, I'm happy this is, because the song is set at her birthday party. This guy said he was going to show up, and he didn't. And so she's balancing this high emotion. I'm turning 21. This is a really important day for me. And you're not here, with that kind of bottomless pit feeling you get when you come to the realization that
it's over.
It's over. Yeah. Which I think is, for me, again, I know it was on the deluxe album, but for me, it was a way that started like basically the B-side. And I think it is a mirror, I think, to State of Grace, right? Seeing State of Grace is kind of the start of something beautiful, start of a relationship, and Moment I Knew being
the start of the end.
Start of the end.
Okay. Well, let's go on. Let's move on to the next song, which do you want to...
I don't know this back half like order as well.
Okay.
So tell me what the next song is.
The next song is Come Back, Be Here.
Oh, okay. This was also on the deluxe version because Girl at Home follows this one, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
It does.
So those three were on the deluxe. So Come Back, Be Here. Again, kind of sitting in that melancholic space. To me, this feels like a secret. Like, I see why this one wasn't included on the original. It is, I think, one of her more vulnerable songs.
I would agree.
I mean, this whole album is vulnerable, right? But this, to me, is a secret kind of longing that she doesn't necessarily feel like she can share, right?
Yeah.
And so to have it on this, I don't know, B-side feels intrinsically secret because it feels like you have to kind of flip it. It's the PS, right?
Yeah.
You only see it because you know to look for it, kind of thing. And so to have this kind of be the bonus song, being like, yeah, I couldn't put this in my original message because it was too vulnerable to say. But before I go, I have to get it off my chest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Any other thoughts on that?
No.
Okay, Girl at Home.
Girl at Home.
Last of the ones of new songs that were on the deluxe album. I really like this one.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. It's a pop sound, and which again, a little bit of a shift from the other two that we've seen so far to open up this bonus side. I do think that it is a little reminiscent of like Speak Now era Taylor.
Yeah.
It gives me Better Than Revenge a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
In the I've been the other woman, so I have no intention of doing that to another girl. It's Taylor being a girl's girl in this, you know,
which is different from Better Than Revenge.
It is different.
Better Than Revenge is not her being a girl's girl.
It's not, and you know what? I think I'm gonna be honest. I think all girls deserve to not be a girl's girl once in a while as a treat.
As a treat,
absolutely. Not in support of the patriarchy, in support of yourself. You know, I want to make that very clear. I'm not doing this for big man. Big pharmacy, big man has no place in this household. This one is not one of your favorites.
No, it isn't, but I do like it.
Yeah. It's
one that I never think about skipping.
Oh, okay. So like maybe you don't think to put it on, but when it comes on, you don't want to not listen to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I would say maybe it's an evolution of Better Than Revenge.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely feels like a mature song.
Yes.
Like she's made some choices that are not a girl's girl thing, and she's deciding that she would rather do that. She would rather be a girl's girl. How
do you feel, now that I'm thinking about this, as an evolution of illicit affairs?
Please explain.
So, illicit affairs from folklore talks about really having an affair, right? I'm being secret. I'm not telling anyone about this. We meet in strange places. We meet in places where no one can see us. We meet in places where, you know, the main woman, so to speak, doesn't know you're here. And it ruined me, right? You know, I've had experiences that I can't share or talk about with anyone else because this was a thing that was, in her words, illicit. And Girl at Home being, okay, I've been the other woman. I have no intention of doing that again. And you're also hurting somebody who's expecting you to be home.
Are you saying that Girl at Home feels like an evolution from illicit affairs?
No, more that I think the songs are interesting when paired together, maybe.
I agree that they're interesting when paired together, but I wouldn't say evolution.
I wouldn't say that. Now that I've walked it through.
Illicit affairs is an evolution of Girl at Home.
No.
It feels like a very distinctly separate song.
Yeah. But
touching on similar themes.
Yeah. Maybe more if I was like writing a paper on the motif of affairs.
Yeah.
And like infidelity in Taylor Swift songs. These would both be included, and I think I could find some ties between them. But
yeah, for sure.
That's more what I'm thinking, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah. Next one.
Okay. Next we have State of Grace acoustic version.
You said this is one that you will sometimes skip because you've already heard State of Grace.
Yeah, because I find State of Grace, I like it better with the non-acoustic. Mm-hmm. What do you call that? The electric, the synthesized, the original studio sound. Yeah. I prefer it that way.
Sure.
Because while I do like sad songs, I often prefer them to be up-tempo.
Yes, very true for you. And I think it makes you fun and interesting and different.
I agree.
Here's what I'll say about State of Grace. I see these as two different songs, just with the same lyrics.
Ooh.
The State of Grace, the original studio recording, the one at the beginning that opens the album, is truly about the beginning of a relationship.
Yeah.
And the acoustic version is the sitting on your bedroom floor, going back through the memories and repeating what happened, but now like in a different font.
Oh, that's so interesting.
To me, they serve two different purposes.
Yeah.
And which again, I don't think it's bad that you're like, I like the studio version better. I think if I had to pick one, I would also pick the studio version. But yeah, the acoustic to me is not just, I want to sit and see how this sounds playing on a guitar. It feels like a different story. Just with the same words. The same way that, the exercise when they talk about how putting emphasis on different words in a sentence will change the meaning. That to me is the acoustic is putting emphasis on the sound in a different way. It's pressing on a different part of a different pain point, which is why I think it was like, yeah, it deserves its own track on this. So yeah, nice. I love the acoustic version.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next song.
Yeah, which is
Ronin.
Oof. You have a lot of really deep feelings about this one.
I really do. This song is about grief. It is about the death of a child. And something I realized on the CDs, it's split up into 2 discs, and this is track 5 on disc 2.
Yes, it is. If we talk about track 5 being Taylor's the emotional core of what she's sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah, what does that mean for you with this being side 2's track 5?
I mean, I find it interesting. A lot of people critique Taylor for writing about romantic love and breakups, and she does write about those. And this song is about losing someone who's very close to you, who should have had a long life and didn't.
Yeah.
And it's about hoping for the best for a miracle, and then it doesn't happen. And I think that sort of encapsulates the second side of this album.
Yeah.
In that all of the songs sort of feel more mournful, but also hopeful at the same time.
What I think is really interesting about this song is that it is not a departure from Taylor's signature style. She still has these really poignant, specific memories and visual images that she paints with her words about Ronin, which I think is a hallmark of her other songs, right? She writes about this thing that is very specific and also very universal, because I think all of us, whether or not we've experienced the death of a child, know what it's like to have lost someone who shouldn't be gone.
Yeah.
And even when she's talking about, a little boy playing with race cars, we know what that equivalent would be like for the person that we're thinking about. Not that every song has to be universal, but I think the way that she treats this song with such tenderness allows the grief to be something that all of us get to share while we listen to it. And I don't think it's one that's replayed live, at least not very often. This was one, from what I understand, she holds pretty close to her heart. And that's not to take it and make it mine, because I know this is specifically for somebody who lost that. But I don't know, what a unique experience to have a piece of music where everybody is sharing in this person's grief, especially when grief makes us feel so isolated. I think it's one of the times where we feel most lonely, which is, I don't know, what a beautiful thing to know that the pain that, is hard to hear, hard to hold, hard to carry, gets easier to bear when you get to share it with everybody else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next song.
Okay. What's the next one?
The next song is Better Man.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Better Man.
Yeah.
This to me is further down the line of the stages of grief.
Yeah.
Because I think, to me, that's the thing about grief, right? And the idea of forgiveness. I'd love to hear how you were kind of raised to understand forgiveness. I'll share mine. Forgiveness to me as a child and as a teenager, and maybe even as a young adult, was that this doesn't hurt me anymore. And the person who I am forgiving for hurting me, I no longer believe they did something wrong. So, or not that they like didn't do something wrong, but that like they don't have to be held accountable for their actions anymore. Like we can move past it. We don't have to talk about it again.
Okay.
Which I don't think is how I think about forgiveness now. And this seems a song about forgiveness in the sense it was like, you really hurt me and I still loved you enough to wish that you were different, but smart enough now to know that you won't be, or you couldn't be, at least at that time.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. It does feel removed from the situation, and it feels like a gentle approach on looking back, but gentle doesn't mean excusing.
No, I don't think so. It doesn't. And the song does
not. And the song does not excuse the other person.
To me, it's a mature way, personally, of looking at somebody, because I think really anybody, right? Anybody can sing a hardcore breakup song. I think you're a terrible person. I think we've all done it, right? And I think it takes time and maturity to look back and see like, yeah, I don't know.
I wish it was different.
I wish it was different.
I wish you had been different and acted different.
And I'm able to assert what my needs would have been. Now I'm able to now to name what I wish would have happened. When in the moment when it was ending, or when I was frustrated, upset, or hurt, I didn't necessarily have the words to talk about why it was hurting, and now I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does kind of feel like it goes back into country.
Yes, absolutely.
Here. Like when you get to this song, it's like, oh yeah, this is also a country album.
I wonder if there's something to be said for Taylor retreating back into country-esque style as a space of comfort, you know?
Huh.
As if this is a song, I don't know, this is a song that I think is seeking
validation.
Yes. It gives me the sense of like talking to a friend or a therapist and being he should have been different, right? He shouldn't have done that, right? And having someone say like, yes, no, you didn't deserve to be treated that way.
Yeah.
And being able to name that. To me, the song sounds like laying your head in your friend's lap and having them play with your hair and be like, yeah, you didn't deserve that. He should have treated you better.
Yeah.
And it's that safe feeling. And to me, I don't know, maybe at this point, Taylor Swift goes back to country when she needs to feel safe.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of do.
Yeah.
Having grown up on country.
Yeah.
And then departed from it. I definitely, I think I didn't say this in our first part, but I liked Taylor Swift when she was country because I liked country music. That goes in with like country music was not very popular.
No,
but
kind of a thing to hate on it.
I know it was, which is a reason why I did like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And she changed genres and became more popular, and I was like, eh.
I have a question for you. Do you have a certain maybe like genre of music or like type of media that you go to when you need comfort? Like what style do you retreat into when you need to feel comforted?
I generally go towards songs that are sad or angry, but are very upbeat.
Yeah.
And make me feel like I could like run.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But ultimately, when I really need comfort, I listen to Harry Potter because I grew up with those books and never stopped reading them.
It's really funny that you should say that because I go to fanfic when I because it's characters that I am familiar with.
Yeah.
And I can specifically seek out scenarios that I know will make me feel a certain way.
Yes.
So
I when I need comfort, I hardly ever go towards something new.
No.
I go towards movies, books, and music that I've known for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm very familiar with.
I think that's probably a maybe almost universal experience, right?
Yeah.
I think it's one of my favorite questions. Like, what's
the
concept of like a comfort movie, right? Is a thing that's become something that we ask people over the past couple of years. And I think it tells a lot about a person.
Yeah. What is your comfort movie?
Ooh, I have a couple. Top 3, Howl's Moving Castle, which is like an all-time great movie, but it's a comfort movie for me. The 2005 version of Pride and Prejudice. And surprisingly, Coraline.
That is really interesting. Most people would think that like that's a weird choice because it's kind of scary and a little disturbing.
Yeah, I think it's the being scared knowing that there's a resolution. I wrote an essay about this, and you know what? Maybe this will push me to publish it. But I wrote about how Coraline is such an interesting heroine because in most heroes' journey, the heroine or hero has to leave home. Coraline thinks she's gone home. in her story. She thinks she's found the right home.
Yeah.
She didn't. She left the other world in hopes of going somewhere where she could stay, and has to reconcile with the fact that no, she has to take the imperfect hero's journey with flawed characters and flawed leaders and flawed people who love her as the real thing, not the comfort of home. She cannot return there because it does not exist. And I don't know. I find that really compelling. I find that comforting.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, your comfort movies?
I think I would definitely say How to Train Your Dragon.
Absolutely.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yes. That's the thing. Like House, Castle, also one of my all-time favorite movies. But, and probably one of the reasons it's a comfort film.
Yeah. I think...
Okay. Can I make a guess?
Yeah, you can make a guess.
Treasure Planet?
Oh, how did you guess? Yeah, I absolutely love Treasure Planet, and it gives me... I relate to Jim Hawkins a lot.
Yeah.
And it kind of...
Yeah, you would.
Gives me a sense of agency. When I watch it, I feel like I have power over my life.
It's agency within constraints, right? Because the choice is kind of swept up from him to go on this journey, right? He feels obligated, but within it, he makes a lot of choices about who he wants to become.
And ultimately, his choice is to become a part of society.
Exactly.
And be confined by the laws of society.
Yes, it translates to him being able to make choices within boundaries that give him a fuller life.
Yeah.
A really beautiful comfort film.
I know. I love that. Shall we get back to Taylor Swift?
Yeah. That was a fun tangent.
That was a fun tangent.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a return to comfort, return to form for Taylor Swift and country.
Yeah.
Okay. After Better Man.
Next is Nothing New. The song that I generally want to skip. Here's the thing. Like, I love the lyric and I find the lyrics so compelling, and I just would prefer just Taylor singing it.
I love this song for the lyrics and also because Phoebe is on it. Specifically because this is the first time that Taylor had ever had a woman sing a full verse on a song with her. Taylor had never done that before. She's growing. That's growth. And I love that. I'm not usually like a Phoebe Bridgers stan. I've never really ventured. I think I'd probably like her, but yeah, haven't had a chance yet. But really, when it comes down to it, like at the end of the day, it is the lyrics that really sell it for me.
It is.
The bridge in particular, someday I'm gonna meet her. It's a fever dream. And the kind of radiance you only have at 17. Yeah. Earlier this year, I had the chance to play Anne Elliot in a production of Persuasion. And this song was one that was kind of like my character motif. Her relationship with Wentworth was also a Taylor Swift song, This Love. But Anne's personal growth was rooted in Nothing New. This idea that there are younger, prettier, more youthful, vibrant girls who will follow behind you.
For people who don't know the story of Persuasion.
Let me do a quick recap. So Persuasion is Jane Austen's final novel. It was published 6 months after she died, and it's her last complete novel. And it tells the story of Anne Elliot, who is 27. And 8 years prior, she had turned down a proposal from a man that she really loved named Frederick Wentworth. And she has lived 8 years regretting that decision. And then, all of a sudden, Wentworth shows back up in her life. He is now rich. He is a decorated naval captain. He is everything that her family would have, wanted to marry into riches, into wealth. He's still not, titled, which is a problem. But she loved him when he was a, poor, humble sailor. And now here he is, successful, older, wiser, still just as hot. And he hasn't forgiven her. And she is forced to watch her basically like younger cousins in this context flirt and attempt to make Captain Wentworth fall in love with them. And he seems to be doing so. And she has to reconcile with the fact that she's not as young as she used to be, that she doesn't look the same, that she thinks differently, she's changed, but he doesn't seem to know that. And that the youthful silliness of these younger girls, like she can't really warn them. She can't say anything about them because, there's some things can only be learned from experience. And she has to watch these younger women playing out what she wished she could have done when she was that age. And so because of that, I kept Nothing New in my heart as I was playing Anne, because it is a feeling I too have experienced. Partly because I'm in a unique position in that I am the only one out of my siblings that's not married. I'm the oldest, but watching these younger people move further ahead in this like arbitrary timeline has been kind of hard, and wondering like, is anybody going to love me when I'm not 21 and young and inexperienced, which is when I was told was going to be the optimal time for me to get married, optimal time for me to fall in love. Is somebody going to love me when I'm older and wiser, when I'm nothing new? And Taylor was writing this about her career as well, which I have also experienced, right? As you I think both of us are in professions like, you act more professionally than I do. I'm writing, but it's the same thing of feeling like, hey, there are younger people who are getting the kind of fame, success, and opportunities that we want. Are we running out of time?
Yeah.
Are they going to want me when I'm not young and fresh and interesting because I managed to book this gig or get this publishing contract before I was a certain age, right?
Yeah.
This song to me is the I wake up in the night and I can feel time moving. I know exactly what this feels like, which is why it's so important to me.
Yeah.
I love it. I love Nothing New.
Yeah.
Because it hurts and it's a familiar
hurts a
kind of
lot.
hurt. It's not, it's a comfort hurt.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, next one.
The next song is Babe.
Ooh, this is another Ed Sheeran, isn't it? No. Excuse me. That's embarrassing. This is not not an Ed Sheeran.
This one feels kind of like Girl at Home.
Yes, I would agree. A little bit more poppy.
Yeah, more poppy.
Wistful, longing.
It's saying, you really blew this. Like, it's shifting the responsibility.
Maybe it's like the stage right before Better Man.
Yeah.
I
could see
What
that.
about your promises?
Yeah.
It's to me, it's another song of like, this is what I wish I could say, right? Like it's the I almost do, right?
Yeah.
If I did, this is what I would say.
This is what I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which again, I think it makes it a perfect track for the B-side, right?
Yeah.
Of like, okay, the front side, the thing that I showed to everybody, I'm not going to call you. I'm not going to do it. I want to, but I won't.
And then the second side is the things that I would say.
And I know, and the thing is like, I wouldn't have to think about it. I have practiced this. I have rehearsed this. I know exactly in my brain how this conversation would go. Yeah. And this is what I would say. And I know because I've practiced. And I keep practicing because I can't quite stop.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever made an edit really quick to Babe, like the live action movie about the pig with this song in the background? Here's the thing. I love fan art. Have you ever had fan art made of you?
Yeah. I think one of our mutual friends who's an animator, she drew me as the park keeper in Mary Poppins.
Yes.
Back when we were in college. But
she drew me as a member of a ska band.
You would be a member of a ska band.
Playing the guitar, which I would.
Yeah, but I don't think people... I think other than that,
I need somebody to make an edit of the pig Babe with the song Babe in the background. That was the point I was getting to. Is Babe.
I don't even know what that pig Babe is about.
I don't either. I just remember the vibes of the movie. It was really great. I was like, I had the VHS. It was instrumental to my upbringing. I don't remember much about it, but I know it would be load bearing if I could remember. It's like one of those things when uncovered in the attic and be like, maybe for a bonus episode we revisit Babe.
Oh, we should do that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to our next song.
Yeah, next song.
Which is... Okay, this song, I swore that I knew this song from like when the album came out, but it is a vault track.
Yes.
And
do you think it's an instance of deja vu, maybe?
It might have been. Well,
you were always meant to be a Swiftie.
I was always meant to be a Swiftie.
What is meant for you will find you.
And this is one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
It is Message in a Bottle.
Ooh, this one is a bop.
It is a verified bop.
One of her best vault tracks, period, across all of her re-records.
Oh, I would agree. It is
hands down.
Oh my God. I love this song. And I bet what I thought was happening, because I didn't know that she was re-recording.
Yeah.
Until after she had already released some.
Mm-hmm.
I bet that it just came up on shuffle on like when I was feeling in a pop mood.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's Taylor Swift, because I didn't know her discography, so I wouldn't have known if it was a vault track or not.
This to me is
that's my bet.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
This to me, I think, is Taylor at her like poppiest best.
Yeah.
Because to me, this is what people think We Are Never Getting Back Together is.
Yeah.
That's when people ascribe like, oh, this is great, this is like an amazing pop song. That's what Message in a Bottle. Message in a Bottle is the one that really should be getting the credit for it.
I feel like Message in a Bottle is the best pop sound on this album.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you to reconsider when we get to to a later track. I'm curious to see how they compare. But yeah, I completely understand your reasoning.
Track list and see if I can guess. I don't think I'm gonna reconsider.
Yeah, I'll still ask the question. But that's
yeah.
It's great. What do you love about it? So you mean sound?
Here's the thing. I don't think I have very many deep thoughts on this one.
I don't think
this
they have to be deep
just
at all.
a vibe.
Yes.
And I love vibing to this one.
This one I think would be fun to dance at the club.
Well, I don't know about a club, but I love dancing to it.
The moment in the club where they like put on a silly dance track before everybody gets back to like being really,
Oh yeah. How many clubs have you been to?
I don't know. I feel like they did that at a couple ones that we went to. Maybe this is just Chapel Row night that I'm thinking. They did it for the lesbians.
Yeah, I feel like the lesbians would like that. I also would like that. But
you're like, for the record, I'm not a lesbian, but I'd enjoy it.
But I'd enjoy it.
Yeah. All right. It's good. I like it. All right.
Okay, next song is I Bet You Think About Me, which is another country one, and I love it.
This is to me is a perfect breakup song.
Yeah.
But on the other end of the spectrum, right?
Yeah.
So you got All Too Well, which is like, I'm grieving, I'm wallowing, I'm sad.
And this one is like 6 months on.
I'm not grieving anymore, baby. I'm gonna milk this for content.
This is the revenge body one.
Yes. You know? Yes.
It's the look at all the work that I've done on myself, and you don't get to benefit.
No. And I bet you think about me.
And I bet you do.
Yeah.
And guess what? I hope you do, and I don't care.
And that's the thing. I wonder, Taylor Swift sommelier. I'm pairing this with something else.
Oh, please do.
I Bet You Think About Me shot with I forgot that you existed chaser.
Okay. Here's the thing. I Bet You Think About Me better, so I would use that as the chaser, but this one does hit
I guess
better.
that makes sense, don't you think? Because I guess it should be the shorter one, should be the shot.
Yeah, probably.
So, yeah.
Well, I don't know about the shorter one, but...
I don't know. I just think that
I think that they pair.
I say sommelier,
well
and then
together.
I'm talking about doing shots.
I know. I did think about that. I was like,
my alcoholic metaphor.
Oh, okay.
And the music video for this one, truly top tier.
I love the music video for this one.
It's great. It's so good.
Yeah. Okay.
I Bet You Think About Me. All right. Next one.
Move on to the next
track.
Forever Winter.
Ooh. Now, this is one that I am not as familiar with. It's one I've obviously listened to. I know the sound of. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I don't think I have very many.
I mean, I'm thinking, I don't think I have very many either. Yeah. I like this song, but it's not one that I think about or that like comes up into my...
It doesn't do anything different than other songs on the album in a sense.
No, I don't think so, but I would probably have to listen to it again. It's just not one that really
sticks. Grab me. Yeah.
You know?
To me, I understood why this one got left on the cutting room floor, and I don't think I would have been upset if it had stayed there. Like, I wouldn't have missed it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I understand. I wouldn't have known it existed, so therefore could not miss it. But you never know. I'm a yearner. I miss things I've never met before. I could do it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the song, but...
It's good.
Don't have
not enough for me to like really think about.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry to Forever Winter stands out there. Please correct us if we're wrong.
Please write us an email and tell us why you like Forever Winter.
I think it'd be really fun to get to read some correction emails on here.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah. That would be exciting. Yeah. Cool.
Let's make this community chat.
Yes. Drop it in the chat, Bestie. Tell me why I'm wrong. You know what? No one is ever going to accuse us of being a dictatorship. I am openly inviting contention. I am openly inviting hostility into the pod.
Congratulations.
Girlie loves democracy.
Girlie loves democracy. Okay, so the next one is another Ed Sheeran one.
Yes, this is the one I was thinking of.
Which one this is?
This is Run.
Yes.
And
I like this one better than
Everything Has Changed.
Everything Has Changed. That's what it's called.
I do like this one better as well because to me, this is specific.
It is, and it's also kind of delicate.
Yes.
And
yes.
It
has that same secret vibe, you know, of because I mean a lot of this album, right, is talking about secrets, about not being able to tell people what's happening, about being unable to express the like deep pain that you're feeling. And this to me is a secret in a different way, right? It's like you alone know how I'm feeling. Yeah. And I want to be somewhere alone with you where it's just us. It's like nobody's gatekeeping the secret. They're protecting something sacred.
Exactly. But also you desperately want someone to see it.
Yes.
You want somebody to know the secret, but you can't tell them.
Yes.
And then somebody comes in and they get it.
Yes. And you don't have to speak.
That's the kind of secret that this feels like.
Yes. I would completely agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, we see another car reference. Again, that's another essay I could write about the role of cars and vehicles in Taylor Swift's
songs. Write it, bestie.
Yeah, put that in the what is it? The Canonical Chronicler.
The Canonical Chronicle. Canonical Chronicler.
I said chronicler the first time.
I know, so I
think it's funnier. The Canonical Chronicler. Just a lot of sounds. It's great. Yeah. I love Run. It's good. And yeah, I think Ed Sheeran's better work.
I agree. Okay, next one, we have The Very First Night.
So this is the one that I was thinking about whether or not you would consider as equivalent.
I wish I could fly. I'd take you back in time. Yeah. I
can't wait to hear how that sounds on the re-recording. with
know,
my
right?
sick ass voice.
I like this one,
but not as much
but not as much as
Message in a Bottle. This one I think is interesting because it has that same pop sound, but it's wistful. It's yearning. I want to go back to a different time because we're not together anymore. I want to go back to the first night because you're not here anymore. So I don't necessarily think I like it better, but I do think it serves a different purpose. Maybe I'm answering my own question as to why these can't be equated. I was foolish. They're different, but it's similar fun pop sound.
It is, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, I think that I like this song because of its placement in the album.
Ooh, because this is the penultimate song.
Yeah, this is the penultimate song. It's right before All Too Well 10-minute version. And I think that getting you upbeat again and also wistful, as you said, is a great lead in.
It makes the crash so much more heartbreaking.
Does. It's like I wish I could fly.
Yes.
I'd pick you up and we'd go back in time. It's like I wish, you know? It's not going to happen. No. But I wish.
But this is it's similar to the one from Folklore, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like it would have been you.
Yeah, it would have been you.
But it's not. And I know that. And I can say that I'm chasing shadows in the grocery line, so to speak. Yeah. Not the one, different song, but still.
Yeah, so I think this one I like because of the placement.
I think that's a very astute observation. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Thinking as a lead in to All Too Well, the 10-minute version.
Yeah, which I think is perhaps a fault in my listening style of listening front to back of the album, is that
you grow to love them because they're placed in a certain
exactly. And then when I listen to them outside of the placement, I don't find them as meaningful. Yeah. And I don't like them as well. So when I hear it out in the wild, sometimes I'm like, oh.
I would be curious to hear from artists, I mean, Taylor Swift, but also others as well, if they would prefer to have their albums always listened to like front to back.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I'm just curious.
I think I would assume that it's different for everyone.
Yeah, I would think so too. Yeah. I'm curious. Yeah. What Taylor's
okay. I am running out of time.
Oh my goodness, you're right. What time do you need to leave?
I have like about 10 more minutes.
Okay.
So let's finish up.
We're going to be talking.
Do you have about 10 more minutes? I do.
Do you have 10 minutes? Do you have 10 minutes to spare?
Yeah, I do.
Let's talk about All Too Well, the 10-minute version.
Before I was a Swiftie, I loved this song.
It's so good. Can I tell you about my first experience listening to it?
Please do.
I cheated the system. So when Red Taylor's version dropped, I immediately went to listen to this. I did not listen to the whole album. I didn't savor this. I didn't wait. I went immediately to the 10-minute version of All Too Well.
I feel like that's a cheating the system only because she doesn't like to finish things.
No, I don't.
So that's what it feels like. It feels like you overrode that.
I really did. Yeah. Honestly, I should be proud of myself for that.
You really should.
And I was sitting in a hotel room in my hometown. We had just gone to the open house for the Mesa LDS temple, which had some complicated feelings for me. And then I came home and came back to the hotel room, and I was like, it dropped. It's time. I'm going to listen. And I sat there and I sobbed. But the linchpin moment was at the end of the bridge, the new part that we had never heard before, where Taylor is talking about her dad, and he says, it's supposed to be fun turning 21. And I'm like going to get emotional thinking about it now, because that to me encapsulates everything about what it felt like to experience my teenagehoods and early to mid 20s, is that it was supposed to be fun and it wasn't for me because of the choices of other people, and also because I couldn't let myself be happy. I didn't know how to do that. And so to hear Taylor in her grown-up voice sing about this really big experience, because I remember my own 21st birthday was really shitty. I didn't do anything special. I didn't know how to celebrate. I was nervous and I felt alone. And to hear her sing about that, I lost it. And I was crying really hard, and I was sharing a hotel room with my sister. And I asked her, I was like, why does this hurt so bad? And she was like, well, it's because you've had your heart broken. And my sister never had that. So she was lucky to marry the first man she fell in love with. She talks sometimes about how she wishes that she could relate to Taylor Swift songs. She says that's a pro that I get, is that I can relate to Taylor Swift songs she can't. But it was just this really vulnerable moment of me realizing that all of these times in my life that were supposed to be happy, free, confusing, and lonely at the same time weren't as happy as I wish they had been. And to feel like somebody was sharing that experience with me, especially listening to it in my hometown, was really big. It was really big and important for me.
Yeah. I don't really have a specific...
You don't have to.
A specific experience with it. I just remember listening to it for the first time.
Yeah.
And being just deeply touched. And I think for some of the for some similar reasons that you were, because I likewise didn't really let myself feel very many emotions. I bottled things up and stuff.
Yeah.
So hearing a lot of the lyrics, I related to the experience of trying to make everything okay and trying to rationalize everything.
Yeah.
I think I'm right in saying that both of our experiences in relating to this song are not entirely romantic, and in fact are mostly not romantic. But I just think that the storytelling is so clear and so specific that it allows the listener to experience their own version of it.
Yes. All of us, I think, have like a tie-in to All Too Well. There's a moment somewhere in that song where we feel seen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe for some of us, maybe it's the whole song, but I think there are moments for almost everybody that you can pinpoint a lyric or a phrase that you're like, oh, I know exactly what this feels like. Even if some of the other specifics don't really resonate with me.
Yeah.
There's a couple that really do. Do you have a favorite lyric from the 10-minute version?
I mean, I think my favorite lyric, or the one that hits the heart, is maybe we got lost in translation. Maybe I asked for too much. Because I feel like that encapsulates my growing up experience, that so many things just got lost in translation. Yeah, so every time that hits, and it's also like the musically, it comes where it's like the swell and it's just a punch.
It is her, I think, almost at her angriest in the song.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I'm opening the door to grief, and part of that is anger.
Part of it is anger, and I canonically have not let myself feel anger hardly ever in my life. So I think that angry songs are they're
cathartic
for me. And so when she hits that phrase, maybe we got lost in translation.
Maybe I asked for too much. Maybe that was the case, but behind that is, but I really don't think so.
Yeah.
Because that's the subtext.
Because then it's like maybe this was a masterpiece until you tore it all up.
Yeah, it was like maybe
it was fine. Maybe it was perfect.
Maybe it actually wasn't my fault.
Yeah, and maybe it was something good, and I just think it was bad.
Because you made me feel bad when I was in it, and really what I was giving was something that was beautiful and pure, and it just wasn't handled with care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the whole song just feels like a wrestle, you know?
Yes.
Wrestling with all of these complicated feelings.
And how could something that felt so good hurt so badly?
Yeah.
Or how could something that hurt so badly I have ever thought was good for me?
Yeah.
You know?
And how was it so important?
And now it's
kind of nothing.
It's grief it's love with nowhere to put it, you know? Truly her magnum opus.
Oh, I love it. Oh, it's so good.
It's delightful. And honestly, I think there's been a couple times where we've listened to All Too Well, specifically on the floor, because we needed the floor time to listen to it.
Some things just require floor time.
They really do. And honestly, like that, I find that very tender. So I'm grateful I had those moments.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
Oh, okay. Well, with that, that's
the end of part 2.
I know, that's the end of part 2.
Yeah.
That's Red Taylor's version.
Oh, so good.
It's so
good. Glad I switched hats.
Oh.
Now before we wrap up, it's your turn. To pick the next piece of media.
So the next piece of media is also an album. We are going to go back to my roots, and we are going to be listening to The Black Parade by My Chemical Romance.
Here's the thing. I was emo adjacent for the Dashboard Confessional girly. We should do a Dashboard Confessional episode.
We should, yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited for this because I have been meaning to listen to this album, and I think I needed like a task, an assignment, and this feels perfect because I'm going to get to talk about it, and I'm really excited. So
yeah, I'm excited. This is my favorite album of My Chemical Romance.
Oof.
It's so good. It's so good.
And perfect
it's storytelling, perfect prep.
Because I have bought tickets to see My Chem in LA. At one point, I thought, what did the song? I thought, no, that was Fall Out Boy. I thought, what was it?
I don't remember.
3 song. We can cut this out in post. I just remember there was that one song. I was like, this is by Fall Out Boy. Yeah, I'm excited. I bought tickets to see them in concert, but know nothing about their discography. So I'm ready to make this $250 ticket worth it.
Hell yeah. So join us next time on Canonically Good Hang.
Yeah.
If you want to email us, it's canonicallygoodhang@gmail.com.
You can follow us on social media at canonicallygoodhang, wherever you can find your social media. Listen to us where you can find podcasts. And you know what? And maybe if you're really nice, we'll consider posting the transcript and sending it by carrier pigeon. But that's for paid subscribers only. The pigeon tier.
It's our highest tier.
It's our highest tier.
We gotta find pigeons and train them.
Quick anecdote, my nephew saw a pigeon today, but he kept calling it a chicken. I just thought that was really silly.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us.
This has been Canonically Good Hang. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.